Wahguru, 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 Guru, Wahguru, 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 Guru,
Why,
Wahguru,
Guru, why, 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 Guru, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ. We are on 17th pauri of Dakhni Onkar, the explanation of what Onkar is, which Guru Nanak Dev Ji is teaching us. So let's start with Vaheguru Ji's Kirpa. It is only Vaheguru Ji's Kirpa that we can do the vichar. The human being is nothing. Without his Kirpa, without the Sangat, nobody can do the vichar. Because in the Sangat of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Vaheguru Ji is there all the time. And he is looking at us on what vichar we are doing and all. Gun vichare Gyani soe. Here Guru Nanak Dev Ji is telling us, people call normally a Gyani. There are even degrees and diplomas of becoming a Gyani. There is a certificate by, I think it's Punjabi University, Patiala. They give a certificate of becoming a Gyani. And it says, no, even if you are getting a worldly certificate of becoming a Gyani, you don't become a Gyani. The Gyani is who will do the vichar of the gun, the qualities of Vaheguru. And how you do the vichar? By connecting with the Naam. When we sing the praises of Vaheguru Sache Pasha, then what happens? The mind's wisdom slowly and slowly goes away, and we start taking the Guru's wisdom with Vaheguruji's Kirpa. That's what Maharaj is telling us. Guna vichare Gyani soe. You can't just become a Gyani. There is a difference between academic reading and a spiritual reading. When we read any book from academic perspective, it is totally different way to look into it. That's why you will find people in the Panth who will try to look into the things in a very different way, in academic way. But when the Vaheguruji's Kripa happens, then you actually get a real Gyan, the real wisdom, the real spiritual wisdom. But for that, we have to surrender. We have to surrender in front of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Without surrendering in front of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, we cannot get that Gyan. The Gyan which will help us meeting Vaheguru. That is the Gyan which we need. That is the knowledge, that is the wisdom which we need. Gun mein Gyan prapat hue. That's why Maharaj clarified further, so that people don't, intercept this in a different way. Maharaj says, when we will sing, when we will chant the praises of Vaheguru, and we'll say, Vah Guru, Vah Guru, and read the Gurbani and using the technique. What is the technique? Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao, with love, प्यार दे नाल. ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. We can try to sing it in love. That is the first way. ਜਦ ਪਿਆਰ ਪੈਣ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, how can we get into the love with Vaheguru? It is difficult. It is only and only the kirpa. Only and only the kirpa. And when that kirpa happens, you listen to one pankti of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, one line from any Shabad, you will simply go in Barag Avastha. You will cry in love. That's what the Barag is. You cry in love. So that's why Maharaj is saying, this is not a normal Gyan. Here the Gyan, Maharaj is also referring to the Naam. Maharaj says, but if you want to connect to the Naam, to the Shabad of Vaheguru, it is in the Gun. First you have to chant. First you have to sing. First you have to listen to your own voice. You have to do it with love. Gun mein Gyan prapat hoye, then you will get that Gyan. Then you will get connected to that Naam. And who will give us that? Who will give us that Gyan? Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji for sure. But inside, who will give us? Remember, there are two Shabad Gurus. One is outside in the form of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and one is inside. The Satguru is outside, the Satguru is inside also. The outside Satguru, Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, will tell us how to connect with the inside Satguru. And that will happen with the kirpa, with the daat, with the gift of Vaheguru. Gun data virla sansar. Maharaj, but Maharaj is saying there are very rare ones who get that daat. Because why it is the rare ones who get that guns, who get that wisdom? Because that is the khed. The only thing, that's a play, the only thing which we have in our hand is when we start putting the full faith, the only thing which in our hand is doing the benti. Again and again, with the love and with the benti in front of Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and Maharaj will do the kirpa. Maharaj will do kirpa. And he will give us otherwise there are only virle, the rare ones get this gyan. In the sansar, in this world, they are very rare ones. And see, Maharaj is using the word sansar here. You know, what is sansar? First of all, sansar is which is made out of sansa. Sansa means worries. The world is called sansar. Sansar in the world. Right. So sansar in the world is the world of worries. That's what the sansar is. But Maharaj is saying, virle will recognize, the rare will recognize with the kirpa of Vaheguru, and we will get that gyan, will connect to that naam, to get the spiritual wisdom, to get that Brahm gyan. Brahm gyan all starts with Shabad, all starts with naam. Sachi karni, gur vichar. And when we will do the karni, sachi karni. What karni is that? What doing is that? That doing is remembering and praising Vaheguruji all the time. All the time. Even when you're working, day in, day out, walking, talking, inside, if we are always connected with Vaheguru. That is the Sachi Karni. Sachi Karni, Guru Vichar. And whatever Guru is telling us, whatever Guru Bani is telling us, we walk on that. We try to walk, even if we are not yet connected to the Naam. But when we'll start walking on that, when we'll start chanting, then we'll definitely connect. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜਾਂਗੇ, ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨਗੇ. Because Maharaj is Dyalu, Maharaj is Kirpalu. Maharaj is compassionate and Maharaj is full of grace and love. He knows, he wants to give this daat to everybody. What the Atif is? To do the praises. Why? Guru, why? Guru, all the time. He wants to give it. But we are not ready. We are more interested in the Maya. We are more interested in TV. We are more interested in movies. We are more interested in food. But Maharaj wants to give us, and we don't. We are not serious about it. So every time when we read Gurbani, we have to self introspect. Don't think, oh, that person is not serious. That person is loves food or whatever. We think about ourselves. We don't think about others. Self introspection. ਅੰਦਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੋਏਗੀ for sure the kirpa will happen. When that's why we do this vichar. What is the benefit of doing this vichar? That we self introspect, not others. Agam agochar कीमत नहीं पाई. So Maharaj is talking about now that people say he is agam agochar. He is far away and he is not subject of our senses. That's what people say, right? People say that the while you are connected with the indriya, and somehow it is correct also, you cannot meet him. You can forget about meeting. कीमत नहीं पाए. Maharaj says you can't even know the value, because if somebody comes today and offer us $1 million and say, forget about it, forget about doing a Simran, have this money, 1 million, 1 billion. Maybe by just listening to it, we don't think much about it. But if somebody will put $1 million in front of us and tell us, okay, oh, these are your debts and all your credits will be paid. Whatever credits, whatever loans you have taken, everything will be paid. But only one thing, you don't have to do the Simran. Trust me, most of the people will slip. They'll say, let's do it. But when the kirpa happens, then the worldly money becomes zero for you. Right? And that is the daat we have to take. And nothing but the journey of the mind meeting to Vaheguru Sache Pasha. Mind, what is mind, right? Mind has a lot of thoughts. It's a bunch of thoughts. And whatever the thought we take, it takes us. But when we take Guru's Gyan, right? When we will take Guru's Gun, the qualities, the thoughts, our mind thoughts, our own thoughts will go away. They will diminish slowly and slowly. And that is the stage where we have to go. That is our destination. And then that agam agochar कीमत, the value, we know that nothing else has a value, only the naam has a value. Then you want to trade in a naam. You don't want to trade in money then. Har ke naam ke vapari. Then you become a vapari, a trader of Vaheguru's naam. Right? That is the only vanaj you do. You don't do a vanaj, you don't do a trade of a gold and silver or dollars. Everything is useless for you then. Ta miliye, jaan laye milaye. But Maharaj says, yes, we can do a das benti and all, but until he doesn't want us to meet him, we cannot. But since we know all the techniques, it's not only, what are the techniques? Ardas benti. We know when the newborn or a kid cries, what happens? ਜਦੋਂ ਬੱਚਾ ਰੋਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਮਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਧ ਪਿਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ. The mother will definitely feed the kid. For sure. He is our father, he is our mother, both. Right? Because this is a game of mind. And mind is sukham, subtle. Mind is nirakar. It doesn't have a form. And Vaheguruji is also nirankar. So mind has to meet. When our mind will cry in love of Vaheguru, definitely then mind will start meeting. Slow process, but maybe will meet. Then the kirpa happens. But that kirpa starts with doing praises of his gunas. Why, Guru, why, Guru, why, Guru, why, Guru, all the time, all the time. Keep on listening to your voice. Why, Guru, why, Guru. Then ta miliye, jan lay milaye, then he will do the kirpa and he will meet us. He will make sure that we merge back into him. He will be our sahai. Nobody else, no physical person. He will help us. Gunavanti, Guna, Sare Neet. Maharaj says, who is a Gunavanti? Gunavanti, in the formula is very interesting here, right? Maybe physically we are, you know, a man or a woman or something, right? But mind is a nirakar, formless, doesn't have a form. And in Gurbani, there are so many references where mind is called a bride, a woman, right? So we all are women. There's no man. The only man, the only khasam is Vaheguru Sache Pacha, right? So here, Maya is talking about the Gunavanti. Who is the Gunavanti here? That Gunavanti, that lady who is always singing the praises of her husband Lord. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਗੁਣ ਗਾਉਂਦੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ all the time. I think there is some question. Very good question. Mind is voice of brain or heart or voice of atma, sukham. Anji Vaiguru. So there's a question which came. Mind is voice of brain or heart or voice of atma, sukham. Hanji. Mind is subtle. Brain is physical. In Gurbani, the Hirda is also mind, as in the heart is also mind. Atma, on the other side, Maharaj says, Atam Ram. Ram hai Atam. Atma is nothing but Vaheguru Sache Pasha. So there are two things. Rather, there are three things. High level. I mean, there are many, but the high level, there are three things. The Kaya, the physical body, the Atma, which is called a soul. But Maharaj says that Atma, which we talk about, that Vaheguruji is inside us, that Jyot is inside us. Sab mein Jyot, Jyot hai soi, tis da chanan, sab mein chanan hoye. Satpurukh vi kiya gaya Gurbani de vich. It is also called Satpurukh. That is nothing but Atma. It is our controller. You know, sometimes when we are driving on a road or on a freeway, what happens? Some car is coming from behind, but something happens and we hardly see the car from our mirror, but we automatically go into the next lane or we change the direction. It's all Satpurak as an Atma controlling us. And that is the boon. That is the boon. So what happens with the meditation? What happens with the Simran? You get more close to your Atma. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਅੰਤਰ ਆਤਮਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਨ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੇ ਵੀ ਇਹਦੀ ਅੰਤਰ ਆਤਮਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅੰਤਰ ਆਤਮਾ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੱਚ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਨਸਾਈਡ it will always guide us. What happens? What is the difference between, again, don't get into home because this is all kirpa, right? The difference between a normal person, or when I say normal, as in the person, or I should start using the word sakat. Now, what is the difference between the sakat who is totally going behind the maya and the person who is walking on the spiritual path? The difference is the person who will start walking in the spiritual path, she will start getting connected more and more with the Atma. And finally, Atma will help us meeting the Vaheguru Sache Pasha. Whereas the brain is physical, heart is physical, everything is mind. Mind, man, which is made out of thoughts, and it is subtle, it is sukham. Atma is also sukham, The mind is also Sukham. Only the physical things are the heart and brain. Heart and brain has the physical things. And I think we talked about a story in one of the lectures, and we can repeat it again since it is relevant for this example. There was a neurosurgeon, right, in Florida, or there is, I don't know whether he's still there or he died, but there is a story associated to him that he had a patient and he knew that he cannot cure that patient even if he'll do a surgery or anything. But he really wanted to save him, but he was at that level that his brain was dying day by day, and he knew that one day is going to come, he's going to just die because his brain is going to die. And what happened was that that day came. So when he looked into the reports, he knew that he's going to die tonight or something. Only he's going to be here for a few hours. And that night, when he was driving home, he was thinking that what kind of a job we have. We can't even save people properly and all. It's nothing is in our hands, and that kind of a thing going on in his head. And when he slept in the night, in the morning, when he came back, he knew that he's going to die. So, and that's what nurses said. Nurses said that that patient died. And he said, okay. But one of the nurse, she said, I want to talk with you. She said, what? He said, there's something different happened. Didn't you say, nurse is saying to the doctor, didn't you say that his brain was dead? So he said, yeah. But she said that before he actually died, he called everybody and his relatives came and he was talking with them. And before he wouldn't even talk with anybody, he was like a zombie, right? Maybe some face expressions or all, but nothing. But before dying, he actually talked. He said goodbye to his relatives. And she was like, how is that? How is that possible? And then the doctor said, and he realized, and he wrote a statement actually in his white papers also. He said, when a brain is dead, mind is freed. When brain is dead and mind is freed, it's very difficult for doctors to believe that the mind and the brain is different. But that's how even scientists or the doctors are now realizing that mind is something totally separate. Otherwise, medical science will never believe that if somebody's brain is dead and mind is still working. That's why this game, Guru Granth Sahib Ji is only and only talking about the mind. E man meria, tu sada ro har naale. So coming back to this Gunavanti, Gun Sare Neet. So Gunavanti is a lady, right? We should just consider ourselves. And inside us, right? Let's say, so always praises on the qualities of our spouse. And we always remember the good time which we spent, right? So, but Maharaj is saying similarly, when we reach to the stage where ta miliye jaan laye milaye, what happen is all the time our mind is drenched. Our mind is drenched with the love of Vaheguru, nothing else. All the gun. Then that's how we will become Gunavanti. Nanak Gurmat miliye meet. Maharaj is saying, if we want to meet the Vaheguru, we can only meet through Guru's mat. Through Gurmat has a Sihari here. Through Guru's mat. Not with our mat, not through the mind's mat, through Guru's mat. When we surrender our mind totally, when we leave our thoughts behind and totally connect with Vaheguru, when we show the back to these vikars, these panch chor, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar, right? When we show our back, we say, no, I'm not going to listen to you, and I'm going to only and only listen to Gurmat. But that happens only when we do the praises. Gun, Vah, Guru, Vah, Guru, all the time. Nanak Gurmat miliye meet. Meet is a friend. He's our friend, right? So then can we meet Vaheguru when we will take the Gurmat inside us, right? Maharaj is telling us, Sarvani suniye, rasna gaiye, hirday tyaye soi. In the mind, have a love, and through the rasna, through your tongue, chant, and through the ears, listen with love. Pyar de nal. We can do koshish, right? We can try. And then rest is all his kripa. All his kripa. And when he wants, then we will merge in him. Meeting is merging, nothing else. काम क्रोध kaya ko gal hai. Maharaj is saying, yeah, we have Kam, Krodh, Lomo, Hankar, everything. But Maharaj specifically is calling Kam and Krodh, the lust and the anger, all our desires, right? So Maharaj is saying Kam and Krodh will burn you totally. You know, when you're angry, just think about it. When you're angry, sometimes our face becomes red. The heat comes out of our body. It is related to a fire element. It's just like burning your body. And even the doctors have started saying that somebody who is very angry, his or her blood pressure rises. So Maharaj is saying, Kam, Krodh, Kaya ko gale. It doesn't only impact your mind, it impacts your physical body also, and it impacts people around you also. When you are angry, that bad vibration and all will impact people also. That is how it works. It is Maharaj is saying that Jo Kanchan Suhaga Tale. What is Kanchan? Kanchan is gold. And the Suhaga is, it's kind of an instrument, or you can say kind of a utensil, where the sunyare, the gold makers and all, right, they melt the gold. So that is how Maharaj is saying it is powerful, these things are. So jo kanchana suhaga tale kas kaswati sah so tao. See, remember one thing. When somebody in your family or friends is dissipating that negative energy, always think about that what is going on in their head. Don't become part of it. Anger, fire will only, you know, burn everybody. But if we don't want to become a part of it, we don't want to become a part of it. We don't have to reply for every angry statement people do. We don't have to become angry. Then what good it is our meditation? So we have to try these things. Start doing inside Simran then. Then only what will happen? Then only you will be able to ignore that. We discussed it yesterday also, the story of the Buddha. Somebody abused Buddha and he was still smiling. And when he left, that guy was like, I'm abusing you so much and you're still smiling, right? And it looks like nothing bothers you. And he said, yeah. He said, if you are giving me something, it's up to me whether I take it or not. Similarly, if you're giving me anger, it's up to me. I should reply back in anger or not. That is the stage we have to all achieve. We have to learn from the lives of the Gurmukhs. We have to read the Gurbani. Then only we will learn. That is the reason Maharaj is saying Kas Kasvati Sah. What is Sehna? Sehna is when somebody is saying something to you and you accept it, as in you accept it. So, anger, if it is there, what will happen? It will also burn you. Kas Kasvati Sah so tao. And that is the path of the Gurmukh. That's what the tap of the Gurmukh is. That when we live in Maya, in this life, we will have lot of problems. The Grasti Jivan, the family life will have lot of challenges. But it all depends how will we handle that. And with these hardships, going through these hardships, we will become Kanchan. We will become gold by remembering Vaheguru all the time. That's only one tool. Easy to say, difficult to do. Definitely difficult to do. But with His grace, with His kirpa, that kirpa will help us absorbing all these things, handling all these things. Because one thing, remember Vaheguru all the time. Nadar saraf vanni sachadao. That's what Maharaj is saying. But then the another of just like a saraf, the gold maker, when that is there, then he can make anything, right? There, when they do the gold mining, also there is a lot of dirt and filth. That dirt and filth is burnt, and then the pure gold comes out of it when it is burnt. But what we need to do, we need to burn our thoughts. We need to burn our filth. Janam ham kalak tove. We got this birth to burn our thoughts. Once we will clean our mind through chanting, Wah, Guru, that is burning of your thoughts, then only we'll connect with the Naam. Then only the kirpa will happen. The nadar of Sraf, he is the Sraf. Vaheguru is the Sraf. Then his nadar will happen. Okay? Jagat Pashu Aham Kal Kasai. Maharaj is saying, what is happening now? Pashu, what is a Pashu? Pashu is like a animal. When our birthi, our mind is like a animal. What will animal do? What is the difference between an animal and a human being? The difference is that the animal will go anywhere, right? And will do animal like things. There are some animals or there are some wildlife where they eat their own kids also. But that is not our mind. But Maharaj is saying without the Naam, this world, this Jagat is like a Pashu because they have a lot of home and they have a Kal inside them. Jagat Pashu Ang Kal Kasai. Kasai is like a butcher. And without the Naam, if we will not become a Kanchan, a gold like, what will happen? That is how we are going to behave like animals. And then when we have a lot of home, that's how people behave when they have. They will say something, they will think something. That match is not there because we think that we are somebody very powerful. But when we will realize that we are speck of a speck of a speck, then only our home will go. Otherwise, our path is Jampanth, the Kal's path. And we become Kal. We become Kal for others when we have this anger. We are like a Kasai, we are like a butcher. We don't care about anything because of our home. Kar karta karni kar pai. But Maharaj is saying at the end of the day, Vaheguru has created this world. And Vaheguru has created all these things. Now, in these things, there are some people who are blessed. Vaheguruji's nazar on them. And there are some people who are still walking on the path of Maya. That is the game. Whenever we play a game, there are always two opposite parties, a good and a bad. Problem comes when the good person or a humble person start thinking I'm good and humble. That's why there is a stress given on Guru's mat. And don't think for yourself. Vaheguruji will take care of you. You should only and only connect with Vaheguru. Use your mat away. Apna main mera apa chadna. This is mine, I am this, I am that. When we will leave this, then we'll come in the Sharan of Vaheguru with his Kirpa. But he has created everything. Kar karta karni kar pai. And he knows. And that's a game. Our previous karams are coming in. Now our existing karams we are making. We do less simran and create more bad karams. And when we balance this out, right, when we will be doing less bad karams and the japana and connecting with the naam will be more, then only things will change. And they will change drastically. Right now, they are also changing better than before. And it's always happening because Vaheguruji is doing kirpa. See, first of all, nobody can come to the Sangat without the kirpa. Nobody can do the vichar without the kirpa. Nobody can even say once Vaheguru from their mouth without the kirpa. Already the kirpa has started. Vaheguruji is standing there. He wants to hug us. The problem is within us. Problem is within us. And we have to search for that problem. Where is that problem? Maybe we are doing certain things in front of others and even crying and saying, oh, I want to meet Vaheguru. Please help me meet Vaheguru. But maybe our mind is not saying it. Maybe just our physical tongue is saying it. That beinti is only happening physically, not through the mind. ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਸੁਣਨਗੇ all the ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬਿਰਥੀ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਨ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ. Never ever, if you will do the ardas from your man, from your mind, Vaheguru Ji will listen. He will. Hor kya kahiya, kich kehn na jaye, jin kiti tin keemat pai. Maharaj is saying, Vaheguru Ji knows, and the Gurmukhs knows about him. The Pagats knows about him. The Pagat knows the value of him. He himself knows the value. But he has created this discipline. Somebody will be bad, somebody will be good. Somebody will be like a Pashu Birti, somebody will be like a Gurmukh Birti. We have to accept it. Even in that animal mind, Vaheguruji also is there. Soul, the Atma is still there. That's the game. But the difference is that kirpa of listening to that Atma is not there. ਆਓ ਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰੀਏ ਵਿਦ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮਾਲਕ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰੀਏ ਅਗਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੈ ਆਈ ਨੋ ਓਕੇ ਸਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਹੈਜ਼ ਅ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਫਤਿਹ ਗੋ ਹੈਡ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
ਸੁਖਮਨ ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ
good how are you
very good ਸੁਖਮਨ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪੁੱਤ ਬੋਲੋ ਪੁੱਤ
So I know you've covered this topic multiple times, but sometimes, I need that clarification. And my question is that what is with the conflict of spirituality and the views of science? Like, you've covered this multiple times, but then sometimes I'm a bit confused.
See, science is way more behind right now, right? Malak science is still discovering. I remember when I came to US in 2005, 2006, 2006 when I came to US, and I was staying in a motel then, working, and when I switched on the TV, there was something coming from the NASA feed, and they said, the quantum physics is there. It's new. They are researching on parallel universe and all that sort of things, right? Now, Malak has talked about the parallel universe, the quantum physics, right? The concepts which they are discovering right now, the timelines and all that, whatever is happening in this world, Might be, the deja vu, the concept of the deja vu. They're discovering it. Science is still thinking that maybe something was happening in the other timeline, and we already went through that. That's how the deja vus are and all, right? So, but, Guru Sahib has already given us the explanation. I want everybody to listen to this, right? Because most of us goes wrong with this meaning of this line. Patala patal, lak akasa agas, odak odak pal thake ved kehne kwat, सैस 18 कहन कतेबा असलो एक तात लेखा होए ता लिखिए लेखे होए विनाश. Now, mostly people, when they read Patala, Patala, Kagas, Sagas, they're saying, oh, Maharaj is talking about there are 100,000 of Patals and 100,000 of, Akash, right? Below the earth, and there are so many worlds basically. No, Maharaj is not saying that. Because what is the next line? Patala, Patal, Lak, Agas, Agas. Odak, Odak, Pal, Thake, Ved, Kahanikwa. Maharaj is saying the Veds are saying that. Maharaj is not saying that. I'm saying, Thak Gai Ved, Kya, Kya, Kya. Then Patala Patalak Agas Agas Odak Odak Pal Thake Ved कहने के बाद Sahs 18. Sahs 18 is, the Kateb is saying that. The Muslims are saying that there are 18 worlds and all that stuff, right? Sahs 18 कहन Kateba Aslu Iktat. But Maharaj saying Aslu Iktat. Lekha hoye ta likhiye lekhe vinas. Maharaj saying there is no lekha. Meaning they are countless. You can't even count. So Sukhman, why I'm giving this example to you? Remember, whatever we experience, we write it. The rishis and munis, the sadhus of the saints of the Vedas, or during that time, whatever they saw, they wrote it. They said, oh, there are 100,000 Akash, there are 100,000 Patal. Muslims, when they did the meditation, what they wrote in the Kateb, as in Kateb is referring to both Quran and Bible, by the way. And they wrote it in the Quran and Bible that there are so many worlds, like 7, 8, whatever they believe in, right? Sahs 18, 18 again, they like, let's say, Sahs 18 Kahan Kateba Aslu Iktat. Maharaj, but Maharaj is saying, Lekha ho eta likhiye lekhe ho vinas. Maharaj said, we can't do the lekha. We can't count them. We can't account them. They're unlimited. And now science is talking about, oh, because they saw it, they got the proofs, or there is an Andromeda galaxy, there is this galaxy, that galaxy. Now they have started talking about, because that's how they are seeing it. So I don't blame science for that. Science is not yet fully mature. Whatever they know, it's evolving.
Yeah, that's what I was about to. It's like a
Yeah.
continuous process.
Exactly. Science is a continuous process. It is evolving. But they are trying to do everything through their senses, right? Through their physical body. Mind has a faster speed. Your mind, whatever it thinks, it can actually go there and check it out. That is the power of mind. It's more than the speed of light or sound. Does it make sense? Mind has so much power. Right now, with Vaiguruji's Kripa, you can sit here and do the darshan of Darbar Se. You can go inside Darbar Se. You can go to a particular universe. So I think they are spending their time in a wrong way. They should start meditating and start listening to Guru Nanak. I'm sorry, but that is the difference. Does it give you the answer, Put?
Yeah, that clarifies a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Hanji, any other question, Vaiguru? If not, then let's do the Simran. ठीक है जी ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਮਾਲਕ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ because now Guru Nanak Dev Ji told us that if we will do or sing the guns of Vaheguru Sache Pasha, then what will happen? We will meet him, we will emerge in him. That is the first thing. First thing is to start singing the guns, start doing kirtan, start reading the Gurbani, fall in love, and start doing the Simran, chanting. That is the first thing we should do. आओ जी शुरू करिए. Why Guru, why Guru, why Guru,